there's an emotional process going on in every family, and that the family is a thing or a system, and everything everyone's doing is affecting all of the others. Often the family members are emotionally stuck together, they're fused. Things cause a chain reaction within the family. In a fused system, that the people are dominated by the feelings of people around them and they react accordingly. So even though you can't see this process, it is strongly felt. And so it's kind of an argument to pay attention to the family emotional process, which many people don't think about, or, they know that they feel a certain way, but they really don't have words for what's going on. So this is an opportunity to really get familiar with what the family emotional process is and what that means and how to improve upon the state that you find yourself in. The emotional process has a lot to do with how the togetherness force and the individuation force. So those are opposite forces that are pulling you in different directions. So on one side, there's this need to be an individual. And if that is too much in the extreme, then you can be disengaged, cut off. You can have malignant indifference to the rest of the family members, like really not caring and acting different as a reaction. I'm sure that you've already seen people who, let's say they were raised Catholic, and so they become an atheist as a reaction to growing up in that family because they were expected to be Catholic. Well, that's still being controlled by the family. It might be that they want to be something else, Buddhist or who knows, but that they have cut off that possibility within them as a reaction. So it's sort of interesting to see that people become the opposite of what they think their family wanted or was, but they're actually still being just as controlled as if they were the same. And on the other end is the togetherness force, and with too much togetherness, feelings get merged. There's a lot of comfort and belonging, and the boundaries are usually too loose. Interpersonal boundaries, like people can get into you too easily. And there's malignant caring. So caring too much about what happens to other people and acting as if other family members aren't capable of handling things themselves. So kind of getting up in their business too much. And like a lot of things, the balance is in the middle. The healthy place is in the middle. But it's an uncomfortable place because there's always that tension to move in one direction or another, toward the togetherness force and merging, or toward the disengaged place and being too cut off. So, but in the middle, you can be close but separate. You could be interdependent, meaning both people depend on the other, but are capable of doing things alone or for themselves. There's compassion and empathy, and a compassionate indifference to each other. So being able to listen when something's going wrong for somebody without having to rush in and fix it. Compassionate indifference, we usually think of one or the other. And a lot of self-responsibility in the middle, like knowing that you're creating your own life and that nobody's to blame for how your life is. Also self-responsibility for your own reaction and not dependent on other people for your livelihood or your life.